It's fumbles. It was always fumbles.
How's it going, comrades? This is Wes, aka Dr. Fumbles, with another. Well, actually, it's not a reaction. Actually, this is a video to tell you about my thoughts on the Kingdom Hearts DLC. I finally beat it, ReMind DLC, guys, and it was, it was so fulfilling because, for one, a lot of stuff that was in there, it was just, to me, in my opinion, it completed the game. It really did. It completed the game. We should have gotten this, like in the game, like in the original game, Kingdom Hearts 3. We should have gotten it. But man, just so you guys know, I'm about to get really spoilery right now. I mean, this video is not gonna be too long because, like I said, I'm only telling you my thoughts on it. But so I probably won't be saying too much, but I probably am gonna say like a spoiler or two. So if you have not beaten it yet, you probably want to go play it first and then come back to watch my thoughts if you'd like. So ReMind, and just so you know, I haven't beat Limit Cut yet. Man, that shit's hard. Basically, you start off with Sora, and basically he's trying to save Kairi, essentially. After Xehanort struck her down, but apparently you learn that when Xehanort did strike Kairi down, he didn't really kill her per se. He basically crystallized her because Mickey told Sora that it's because she was still important that he may need her later on. But I'm guessing she may have been like at least somewhat close to that because like Sora did have to go and find the different fragments of her heart to put her back together. But before he could even like hope to even get to that point, he had to actually locate where her heart would even be at. And so to do that, he actually skipped through the hearts of his fellow comrades, like Ven, Riku, and all of them. And man, that was an experience because you got to play as so many people, guys. So many. You got to play as of course Aqua. Speaking of Aqua, see, a lot of people were giving Aqua grief, when she froze and when she sees the shadow tornado, and she just like just gives up. It was like, oh man, this boss is too strong. We're done. Which I'll admit, I was one of them. When I was like, oh come on, Aqua, fight back, at least but which I mean, I kind of chalked it up to her being like PTSD. I was like, okay, maybe she just PTSDing really, really hard, and she just, can't really deal with seeing that many Heartless when she's been. But dude, what she actually saw was a bit more frightening than just Heartless. She saw, basically, again, spoilers, so I'm getting into spoiler territory. So again, I think I just spoiled like several things like in the last couple of sentences that I just spoke. But so if you're still here, I'm assuming that you've beaten it. But anyways, she basically saw darker versions of herself. She basically saw Anti-Aqua, what she was, trapped in darkness that entire time, and she saw like all of those Heartless that was making up the tornadoes. She didn't see Heartless. She saw herself. It's a bunch of countless versions of her dark self. If that doesn't make you, feel like you've lost, then nothing else will. Yeah. And then they all just came. That's why she was like, it can't be, and then they all came and just rushed and grabbed her. That's frightening, man. I felt really bad for Aqua. And just like when Sora entered her heart, even he felt it. He's like, this was the loneliness and despair in her heart, But yeah, I mean, you got to play as her. You got to play as my favorite, Roxas. Let me tell you, Roxas is broken. He is OP to play as. Because I'm not sure if it was just me, but like, I mean, maybe it's because when I played the DLC, I was on problem mode, not critical. But the DLC was actually fairly easy. Not Limit Cut. We'll get to that in a second. No, I'm talking about ReMind. It was actually pretty easy. It got kind of sort of tough towards the ending. I'll tell you about that in a second, but the bosses weren't doing much damage at all. And I was just biting them, you know. Especially with Roxas, man. Roxas just went in. I was like, oh my gosh. I mean, Roxas, why are you so good, man? Like, I hope we get to play as him again sometime in the. I don't know, like they drop a DLC where Roxas is like a character that you can just run around and play as or something. I don't know. I'm trying to think who else you get to play as. I know Aqua, Roxas, Riku. You get to play as Riku. I would have loved to have played as Ventus, but then like they should play as Ventus. But man, like, and dude, you know what? Kairi, she shined so hard in this game. I'm not gonna lie. Like, there was a scene where Xemnas, she was taking on Xemnas. Like, it was a cutscene. She was just like, yeah, like she was, and Xemnas was just like Xemnas was like, oh snap, whoa. Xemnas was like, whoa. I was like, oh, okay, Kairi, look at you, put in work. And see, man, that just makes like this really like to be honest, this whole DLC, you know what, I wouldn't even say it, minus the parts with Sora going to save Kairi, minus those parts, everything else should have been in this game, in the original version of the game. You know, I mean, it's no use in crying over spilled milk, but it really should have been in the game. It would have made, like, honestly, this would have made Kingdom Hearts 3 like great. Like, cause this DLC was great. Once Sora, he passed through all of his comrades' hearts. He woke up in the first he woke up in the, I think it was in the timeline that he created, which I think they called it the time of no defeat, something like that. I forgot what they called it. Basically, it was the timeline where Sora when Sora and his friends were bodied, he changed the timeline and went back, and so now they didn't get bodied, essentially. That's when Naminé called out to Terra's lingering will. And boy, like, again, this should have been in the original game. It was so great. Seeing that fight scene between him and Terra Nort, like, dude, that was some Dragon Ball Z stuff too. I was like, this is so good. But yeah, once Terra passed through all of his friends' hearts, he finally wound up in Scala at Kylum, where you had to actually find Kairi's hearts, and then we got to explore Scala at Kylum, guys. Oh my goodness, it was great. And like, there was even some if you paid attention to different things, there was some lore in this world. One thing in particular that stood out to me was the oh man, it was this weird looking device, which I think you had to unlock it to get Kairi's one of Kairi's heart fragments out. And you had to, I believe, like, you had to keep hitting the dials until I believe the things lined up with the color or something. Good, but basically, it looks like it told kind of like a story about Daybreak Town, because you see it says Daybreak Town, and it has the picture of Daybreak Town, and it's all nice, blue skies. And then as you hit it to unlock Kairi's heart fragment, as you hit it, it turns and it just says break, and then you see it's Daybreak Town again, but the sky is red. It looks a little bit more, I don't know, it looks a little more violent. Well, I won't say violent, but it looks darker, essentially, like a red dawn. And then as you keep hitting it and you finally unlock it, it turns to Scala at Kylum, and then as you see it turn, you see that the Daybreak Town turns upside down underneath the water, and then Scala at Kylum comes up, and and it's crazy because we've seen that Daybreak Town is actually underneath Scala at Kylum. When you play Xehanort, you see this underwater, and I was like, oh, that's so cool. That's so cool that they did it. I love it. It was awesome. But man, just exploring that world and just seeing like that's really that's what I wanted, man. Like, again, should have been in the original game, but no. We're moving on. I know I'm actually currently watching other people stream and play it, and man, it's so satisfying seeing it too. Seeing their reactions to it is so great. I know Gamers joined. I need to watch Sir Skyward. I need to watch Four Pennies a Peasant. I need to watch Nico B. There's a couple of them I need to watch. Getting back to it, once you actually solve the secrets of Scala and find all of Kyrie's heart fragments, Sora, I believe, realizes that he needs to connect with, I believe, with 2 more hearts, I think. And he one of the hearts he connects with is, I believe, Riku. And what winds up happening is they all wind up, I believe, getting teleported into Kingdom Hearts. I know I'm probably doing a terrible job summarizing it because my memory's a little bit foggy, but they all wind up teleporting, because I'm gonna lie, a lot happened during this game, during this DLC. But like they wound up teleporting into Kingdom Hearts, where, man, they had the final most epic of battles ever. There was a sequence where you got to play as multiple characters at once. Oh my gosh, I can't even explain how it went. Like, I'm trying to see how I can describe it. So basically, it's like they're all in a circle fighting against the different versions of Xehanort, but they're all like dressed up in that armor, that, you know, the armor clothing where Sora fought them and Scarlet Island. It's those guys, and they're all just like you're just happening to attack. First you play them one at a time, and once you're done with that, you go to the next person. Like, you switch to Lee. You know, you play as Lee for a bit, you switch to Vincent. I was just like, it was so good. And there was a part where, you know, you could also have them all do like a team guard to make sure that that the team is protected. It was so great. Oh, it was so great. And then, oh man, don't get me started when you got to play as Kyrie. Kyrie was so fun to play as. That's when things kind of got a little difficult for me. Up to the point where you got to play as all of them at the same time. That was a little tough for me too. And then playing as Kyrie was tough because, man, Xehanort was kind of like a pain. But I beat him and everything. But it was a little bit more tougher than the previous fights. Because the other fights were easy. They weren't doing no damage at all. Yeah, Xehanort was doing damage. I'm not sure if it's because I was playing as Kyrie and not Sora, but no, yeah, like his attacks were hurting. And I was like, okay, Kyrie, we need to be a little bit more careful. Her shot like is pretty damn awesome too. I love playing as Kyrie. She was great. She was so great. But I know it all ends on when Sora gets her heart back. You see like the ending, the ending play out again, but it's different. You see each of the ending sequences with the Twilight Gang, and then with Charity and Ventus. You see all those scenes, but Sora and Kyrie are in all of them. It's so heartwarming. I'm not gonna go into detail as to what happens because if you probably already seen it, or if you haven't, you're going to once you play it. And by the way, if you've beaten Kingdom Hearts 3 but have not played this DLC yet, it's worth it. Get it, play it. It's so good. It completes the game. It really does. But yeah, I guess once Sora and Kyrie kind of, had their little, that was their together time, and then Sora finally gets her back to Destiny Island. And what I love what they did, if you remember the Destiny Island scene when they're all playing frisbee and everything, Donald did this weird thing because they touched up the cutscene. So Donald did this weird thing when they destroyed Donald's sand sculpture of himself. He gets upset and he does this thing where it looked kind of unnatural, where he was throwing a tantrum. He was just like, yeah, he was like, no, but it looked unnatural. So they took that out. You could just tell that he's still pissed about it, but they took that out. And then if you also remember, there was a scene where the whole gang, it's when Sora gets Kyrie back on a tree, and then they're all staring. But you don't know if they're staring at Sora and Kyrie or if they're staring out to sea or what. If it was symbolic, Tetsuya no More fixed it. They fixed it. So now you know for sure, because this time it was no one else stared. It was just Riku. Riku stared, and because he saw that Sora and Kyrie were back, and he stared and he smiled. And he was like, "Oh, like they're back." And you can tell he's staring at them. He wasn't staring out in the sea. He was staring at them. He was looking right at the tree. He was staring right at them. He was smiling. And that's when you see Sora and Kyrie. And then another thing I love that they did was that, because you didn't see it too clearly in the original ending of the game, but Sora actually tells us something. You know, they don't tell you what. Maybe, hopefully, maybe if you beat Limit Cut, maybe they'll tell you, but they didn't say what. You know, it was like, you know, blocked out by the Utada Hikaru's song playing, Don't Think Twice playing. And, you know, she cries, and, of course, he disappears. You know, he gets Thanos away. But he, I mean, I would like to think, I feel like what he said was, come on, and we all know it.
I'll come back to you. I promise.
I'll come back to you. I promise. I bet you that's what he said. Because, you know, like, that's what he said at the end of part 1, you know? When they, when she left, you know, when they got split apart, you know, he told her that. He told her those words. I'll come back to you, I promise. And, you know, she was like, I know you will. You know? I think that's what he told her, you know? And that's why she shed a tear, because she realized that he had to, you know, go somewhere. But, you know, he still made that promise that I'm gonna return. Man, to me though, like I feel like it gave that ending scene a bit more, it made it more powerful, you know? But yeah, so and then that was pretty much the end of ReMind. Now, so no, I am getting into Limit Cut now. So again, spoilers. And you know what? Hold on. And I'm sorry, before I even get into Limit Cut, I do want to talk about one other thing in ReMind. The scene between Zigbar. No, I'm sorry, not Zigbar. Well, actually, that too, but really the scene between Xehanort and young Xehanort and the Master of Masters. Yeah, like, I think that's the first scene that we see is a conversation between the two of them, and how young Xehanort, he basically you know, had his tour around the world, I guess something dealing with his Market Mastery exam, or in preparation for it, and he apparently saw lots of darkness in the world and came to the conclusion that, hey, there are a lot of these people who think that they can tame the darkness, but it's these people that's infecting the world with darkness, so it's better that they be tamed by darkness, you know. And it's like, to that end, I'm gonna try to rid the world of darkness, but I'm gonna need darkness to do it. I guess that was his logic behind it. And the Master of Mastery was just like, yeah, okay, cool. You know, it's like, you know, sure. You know, and man, and they, you know, he even revealed of Xehanort his name. And, you know, when he said it, Xehanort kind of got like an expression on his face, like, you know, like, so it's like, is it a name that we know? Or maybe it was just a name he wasn't expecting, or maybe it was when he said it, because when he says it, you see there's like a bright light that surrounds him, and then it dies down. So I'm like wondering, did Xehanort even hear it? Did he hear it? And maybe the reason why he reacted, the reason why he emoted like oh, was because like he couldn't hear it, I guess. I don't know. But I do wonder who the Master of Masters is. You know, I know there's theories saying that it could be Demix. But honestly, I hope that's not. I hope it's not someone that we know. I hope it's like an original character. You know, just someone that we've never seen before, you know? I think that would be pretty cool. You know, having an original character who's like existed even before the days of the Keyblade War, apparently. And now I know I want to talk briefly about the conversation that Braig, Zigbar, Luxu had with Luxord, you know? So, you know, Luxord basically, he had a conversation with Zigbar about, hey, I'm on orders to find this stupid black box. I have no idea what it is, and I'm wondering, like, why the hell are we even looking for it? For that matter, who really told me to look for it? Because I know it wasn't Xehanort. He's like, Xehanort didn't tell me to look for this. All Xehanort cares about is the clash between 7 lights and 13 darknesses. You know, the crafting of the Keyblade, opening the Kingdom Hearts, yada yada. That's his goal. This black box isn't. And to be honest, for a while, I actually did think that the black box was Xehanort's goal too, or at least a part of it. But no, apparently it wasn't. Yeah, like Xehanort was never after the black box. I don't know why I thought that for a while, but he was never after the black box. It was Zigbar, Luxu, you know, and Luxor put that together, you know, because he's like the only two people who would be after it, who could have given me that order, would be either Xemnas, because he's the leader of the organization, or you, since you were the one who actually told me that Xemnas gave you that order, or that Xehanort gave you that order, or whatever. But like, he says, it's and I think it's you. I think it's you, Zigbar. You want me to find this box for some strange reason. And I guess what was making Zigbar kind of perplexed is that he's like, you're not just some organization toady. He's like, you know way too much right now. You're figuring out way too much. So he's like, the question isn't who am I? The question is, who are you? How do you know? Like, how are you finding out this information? You know? And because I mean, if I recall correctly, Xemnas did say that apparently Luxor has some kind of connection to the Keyblade War. You know, I think what like Larxene, Marluxia does, Demix does. So I know now I'm not really a big follower of the Kingdom Hearts Unchained Key stuff. I try to keep up with it. It's just, guys, to me, that game got so repetitive, and like, you know, when I was playing it, there was just nothing but endless missions and no story advancement. I guess I gotta play it now because apparently it looks like there is a lot of story advancement now. So maybe I need to play it now. You know, but I actually still have it downloaded on my phone, but I never really had time just to get back on it and play it. But I know I'm still caught up with some of the story stuff that's going on. Like, not too much of it. Like, I know there's like supposed to be some kind of imposter or whatever, but I think a lot of people are saying that, and I know like Ventus is there in this world now, and Kingdom Hearts Unchained, which I'm like, how the hell did that happen? How is Ventus there now? I know we've seen Larxene's somebody, her original version, she's there. Marluxia's original version of himself is there. There's this Blaine guy, which a lot of people are theorizing it's Zexion, which I don't know. I don't think it's Zexion. We know that his original version is named Aiza. No, I'm sorry, not Aiza. Ayenzo. I said Aiza. Sorry, Sayask. No, not him. Ayenzo. Yeah, and the rest of them are just like, you know, the other Dandelion Keyblade wielders, like, you know, Ephemer and Scold and whatnot. Which, you know, apparently people are theorizing that Scold is the girl in the reports that we're reading, too. So, I don't know what you guys think. But yeah, apparently, Demix and Luxor have some kind of connection to it, but I haven't heard of anything about them being there. But then again, I don't play it like that, so maybe it's just something. Let me know if it's like they are there, but I just haven't seen them, you know, or anything like that. If not, I'm gonna have to try to look up some more stuff. But usually, you know, I watch other YouTubers and stuff like that in terms of like the story advancement of that, because it's definitely something like this is definitely canon, you know. So I mean, I wish that Tsuno more kind of, I don't know, made a game like this for like console. It's hard for me to play. It's, I don't know, I might have to try and force myself to play it again. Who knows? I might force myself to like it. I hear there's also a new Kingdom Hearts game coming out next year, which I'm like, ooh, ho, ho, ho. Is there now? That gets me very excited. So I don't know anything about it. I don't know no, I think I did hear they say it was supposed to be some kind of origin story. Did it say Xena origin story or I don't know. They said it was some kind of origin story. But I'm excited for that. And I wonder if it's going to be like a legit console game or if it's like something like Kingdom Hearts Key. So I don't know. We'll see. But anyways, yeah, that's how that conversation between Luxor and Zigbar, you know, Luxor just like left was like, you know, hey, I don't, you know, he's like, I'm content, you know, feigning ignorance right now. But that's when Luxor was like, who the hell are you, bro? You know, like, how do you know so much about this? Getting back to Limit Cut, you see that your boy Terra called Riku to the land of departure to, you know, I guess to essentially congratulate him for, you know, being the boss that he is. He's like, you know, Riku, you's a boss, you know. I knew you was a boss when I saw you as a kid, and yeah, you's a boss. You know, that's essentially what he told Riku. Riku was like, is that all you really brought me here to tell me? And Terra was like, well, yeah, did you think there was something else? Riku was like, kinda, yeah. Terra was like, no. You know, but basically you see Aqua, Terra, and Vin, you know, the trio back together. Apparently they decided to go into the realm of darkness. Now, it wasn't apparent to me. I was like, whoa, why are they going back to the realm of darkness? Because like Riku was asking Aqua, like, are you sure you're up for this? You want to do this? Go back there? But she was like, yeah, I'm good. I'm not alone this time. I got my homies. So which I was like, yeah, she's got the squad now. She's not gonna be alone. PTSD don't mean nothing to Aqua because she's a boss. But yeah, they went to the realm of darkness, and apparently it was to search for Sora. And so basically, it's been 1 year later, and I was like, they really did a whole year time skip. I was like, wow. So it's 1 whole year later, and I guess they're still. And I'm like, are they still in there in the realm of darkness, looking, like searching high and low for Sora? I'm like, geez, Sora, he's got some great friends. I'm like, all of them just searching high and low, And I think they had like. I think they said Mickey and Donald and Goofy were searching all the other worlds that Sora's been to in the past for clues. And Aqua, Terra, and Vin were still searching in the realm of darkness. But Sora went back to Twilight Town, not Twilight Town, Hello Bastion, Radiant Garden, where we finally get to see our Final Fantasy characters. Leon, Yuffie, Sid, and I really wish they were part of the original story, Kingdom story. But again, moving on. I'm glad that they're here. They're incorporated. Oh, it was so good seeing them in high definition. Although I have to say, the VAs, the voice actors, sound kind of different. Squall's kind of sound the same. Aerith's voice actors sounds pretty different. No. Squalls actually sound different too. Like Yuffie's and Sid's sounded the same. They actually sounded spot on. But Squalls and Aerith's, they sounded kind of different. So I'm not sure if those were the same VAs or not. But regardless, they looked so phenomenal. And I was so happy that I'm having them back. I really was. It was so great. I was really geeking out. I was like, yes, I was in them back. Yes. But apparently, what Sid had found out was that the terminal, the computer that they have access to, like inside, that room, Merlin's room that they have access to, is essentially connected to like some kind of database, which also connects Ansem's computer, which is also in Hello Bastion, and also as well as the computer in Twilight Town. So they're all connected to the same database. Which I was like, that's interesting. Which, when I think about it, makes sense because the computer in Twilight Town was actually commanded by Ansem the Wise, right? And then, of course, the one and same thing of the one in Hello Bastion, Ansem the Wise, and I think later on got adopted by his apprentice Xehanort, and then. And of course, this one, I'm not sure what's up with the one inside Merlin's room, but apparently they're all connected on the same database. But when it looked, I think Sid did something where he created the data of something or whatever. But when he did that, it created, recreated Sora's data as well as the data of all of the 13 darknesses, the true Organization 13. And that's pretty much where I'm at right now. The end goal, it looks like, is to they need to analyze the data to find out if there's some kind of hint as to how they can get Sora back or where he may even be at. Which I'm not even sure how they would even find that out from. I don't know. I mean, it's Kingdom Hearts, so it's gonna be interesting. But basically, I guess you have to analyze the data of all of these organization members, and Sid was like, oh. He's like, I feel kind of bad because, man, when I recreated this data, these organization members kind of got strong. I was like, God damn it. I was like, of course, thank you. Thanks so much, Sid. And yeah, strong they are. So the goal is to like defeat all 13 of them. So that way we're going to be able to advance through the story. And I'm definitely interested in seeing Yozora. I believe they say that he's the secret boss. So I can't wait to fight him. So far, I haven't beaten not one of them yet. I'm fighting against Vanitas. He is tough, guys. He is so tough. I know a lot of his moves are just really they're they're predictable. You can block and counter them a lot. It's just there's certain things that are annoying. I know this one move where he kind of hits you up and down constantly and bounces you on the floor. You know, that move's kind of annoying, but it's kind of easy to dodge against. Not dodge, guard against. One thing that's a lot of people are recommending to me is that, you know, you got to get one of the new Keyblades, you know, because right now I don't have the Ultima or Keeper or Oblivion, you know, because I didn't play Critical Mode and I didn't get all the Lucky Emblems, you know. I'm not really a completionist when it comes to video games, really. I mean, maybe I ought to be, but you know, I mean, I'll play it to my heart's content, but then after I get bored with it, I'm just like, okay, next game, you know. Not to say that I really got bored with Kingdom Hearts, but you know, I really mainly play Kingdom Hearts for gameplay, but mainly for story-wise as well. You know, it's a story that really captivates me. Gameplay is the bonus, you know. But yeah, I think that's probably gonna be one of my next things to do. So because I mean, like, I think I'm really getting nowhere just fighting them, because I get them to a certain point and I always die at that point, you know. So I think I feel like maybe a new Keyblade will probably help even one of the new Keyblades, like or Keeper Oblivion, which Oblivion, yeah, that's gonna have to wait, you know, because you gotta beat the game on critical, which I mean I'll probably do it, but not right now, you know. Yeah. So Keeper is my option. I think I've gotten like 40 to like 40 something of the Lucky Emblems. I know you guys are probably like, really only 40, like only half? You're terrible. I know, I am. Because the thing is, I didn't look for them, really. I just, like, as I played through the world, if I saw one, I'd be like, okay, I'll snap a picture of it, you know? But I didn't, like, really go out my way to find them, which maybe I should have, because then it would have made this so much more easier. I mean, if I would have known that you would have, like, about this DLC and beforehand and known that you got then I would have done it during the story, of course. If I was playing the story, I definitely would have looked for them. But, yeah, I was like, eh. But I guess I'm definitely gonna have to like maybe find a guide and look for him so I can get that old Keeper. And I think maybe that will probably help me a lot. Another thing I probably would want to do is like the ultimate weapon. You know, I know I've got all the materials. The only materials I don't have, of course, are the most difficult to get, the Orichalcum Pluses, which you have to actually do a good bit of stuff. I think I've gotten about 3 or 4 of them. So I do need like about 3 or 4 more, you know. And I know there's like, you know, tedious stuff, like I gotta do like the flans, those things. I have to something with the gummy ship. I think I gotta fix some boss. I know that I think something else was I had to actually do the get the treasures and Frozen with that sled ride thing. Yeah, but like I don't know. So I'm trying to see which one will be faster, trying to grind for the ultimate weapon, or just, you know, find all of the Lucky Emblems for the old Keeper, which I'm thinking the old Keeper might be faster, because I'm just like anxious to like beat these things so that way I can get to that secret ending, you know. I just really want to get to it. But anyways, guys, yeah, that was my thoughts on it. Like I enjoyed this DLC, man. The ReMind DLC, it was great. Nothing short of great. It was spectacular. It was amazing. I loved it. It was such a great downloadable content. It was so good. And limit cuts turned out to be really awesome too. Very challenging. So because I know a lot of people were complaining about how easy Kingdom Hearts 3 was, which it was. It was pretty easy. But I guess Tetsuya Square Enix, all the creators must have really took offense to that, because they were like, oh, okay, all right, yeah. They said, all right, limit cuts. Limit cuts. That's all we have to say. Limit cuts. All right. You tell us it's easy now. Tell us it's easy now. I won't say it. It's definitely these boss battles are difficult. They're very difficult. If you say that these boss battles are easy, you're lying. Period. You're not gonna tell me that these boss battles are easy. They are not. They are not. You know, even if you're that good of a player, you know, maybe they come easier to you than the next person, but you're not gonna tell me that you breeze through it. You're definitely gonna break a sweat like beating these things, you know, because whew. You know, I haven't played any of them yet except Vanitas, and he's just spanking my coattails right now. But yeah, guys, that was it. That's gonna be it for this video. I just wanted to share with you guys my thoughts on it, just because I know Kingdom Hearts 3, which is Kingdom Hearts in general, it's a game that's really dear to me. I love it. That's why I just want to. I knew I wasn't gonna stream it or anything like that, just because I really didn't know how to go about it, and you know, basically interfacing it with the app that I'm used to record and how I would get into YouTube. I didn't really know how to do any of that, so that's why I just decided to post my thoughts on it instead. But alright guys, if you like what you saw in this video, please give me a thumbs up. It helps me a tremendous amount. And also, if you have any comments about the game or anything you think I may have missed, or any special any tips on how to beat these bosses, that would help. Also post in the comments, and I don't want to hear no get good. Okay, I don't want to hear it. Okay, they are hard. And also, why not subscribe? I do post every Wednesday, Thursdays, and Fridays. Alright guys, well, I think it's gonna wrap it up for this video. I'm saying nothing but mad love. Stay awesome. Peace.
Fumble.